and welcome to Saturday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where, as you can see, I'm on my laptop again today. I'm hoping I won't have the sound glitch that I had yesterday. After about 45 minutes of yesterday's video, the sound suddenly cut out, and I ended up having to sort of commentate over myself for the last 15 minutes. I was very relieved, frankly, that so many of you were kind about that. The way I've tried to ensure that doesn't happen again today is I'm actually recording in OBS for the first time. Normally I use some software called Movavi, but I am assured by the internet that it shouldn't happen again if I do it in OBS, so keep fingers crossed. And I have got some good news associated with this. Well, maybe it's good news. Obviously, recording in OBS required me to download onto my laptop OBS. Now, OBS is the software we use for streaming. So I've also downloaded blueprints onto my laptop, and there is a small possibility we might be able to stream tomorrow night now. So we were originally intending to continue our journey in the mansion at 10 o'clock tomorrow UK time. We are still going to try and do that. So forgive me if this doesn't happen. I really promise you I'm doing everything I can to work around these computer problems. And it might be possible that we will be able to. So fingers crossed. Anyway, that's got nothing to do really with what we're going to be trying to do in this video, which is a puzzle that lots of you have been recommending. I think it's a new puzzle. It's called Hailstorm, and it's by the great Michael Lefkowitz. Michael, some of you will know Michael under his Sudoku pseudonym of Juggler. Indeed, we've released one of our apps is full of Juggler puzzles, one of our worms, and Michael is, he's extraordinary, really. He's clearly some sort of genius in terms of intellect, but also it's not just that Michael produces the occasional puzzle and it's very good. Michael is prolific. He produces practically a puzzle every day, and they're all brilliant. So anyway, he's done it again. Look at this. It's just ridiculous. We've got I don't know if I can click outside the grid. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a 7-cell thermometer and little killer clues pointing back into the grid. And that's everything. I will go through the rules properly in a moment or two's time, but this is sort of miraculous. I love the name of it, Hailstorm, because it looks like sort of the hail is pelting down. It's a bit like what's been happening with my desktop PC. So I can fully empathise with this grid, but we'll read the rules together in a moment or two's time. Now, what can I tell you? I've told you about my laptop woes. I've told you there might be blueprints. Oh goodness, because I'm doing it in OBS, I don't know how to show you what's going on over on Patreon at the moment, so I will just make a quick appeal. Over on Patreon is our Sudoku club. That's the best way of describing it. It's where we put a lot of extra content, including our monthly competitions. We've got our monthly competition for December running at the moment. It's themed on the wind in the willows. There is a Sudoku themed on every single chapter of that book. It's quite a lovely thing, and it's approachable this month. So I know that when I looked the other day, sort of nearly 2,000 people have solved the first puzzle, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of you have solved all 13 of the puzzles. So do go over and check it out. It is the closing date's the 20th, so loads and loads of time. And there's other stuff over on Patreon as well. There's extra crossword content, Mark's connection videos, which happen every 3 or 4 days. Yeah, it's just a good place to hang out. Anyway, that's over on Patreon. What else can I tell you about? Let's do some birthdays. Charlotte, it's your birthday today. And I know this because your husband Tyson wrote to me and told me that the two of you have been watching the channel for 5 years. That's incredible. Thank you very much for doing that. I think that you both try and solve the puzzles along with the videos, but suggested in the email that you weren't always successful. It is just practice. It's just practice, my friends. So just keep going. Keep plugging away. You will keep getting better. And I gather it's non-iced chocolate cake that is Charlotte's favourite. I cannot get on board with that at all. What's the point of having... I mean, basically the only point of having the cake is to have the icing. Otherwise, it's just a waste of calories. But anyway, Charlotte, I hope you enjoy whatever cake it is that you get. Next, Sandy. Sandy, I had an email from your daughter, Jacqueline, saying that you enjoy the channel and might like a shout out. I hope that's right. I know that you get up very early, Jacqueline tells me, every day, and you sometimes watch Cracking the Cryptic sort of before the day starts, which, I mean, it's a very good way for waking your brain up, I think. And I think Jacqueline and her brothers have got you a Patreon subscription for your birthday. There's no better present. No better present. Anyway, Sandy, many happy returns. I hope you have a brilliant day, and I hope the chocolate cake is properly iced, whatever Charlotte says. Next, Scott. We're going to go to Singapore, where Scott has turned 46 today. And Scott thinks he might have found a lifelong hobby in the form of cryptic crosswords. I hope you watch the Sudoku videos as well, Scott. You might not get this message. But yeah, it does become a lifelong obsession, frankly. I've found all sorts of puzzles become lifelong obsessions, but certainly I'm delighted to hear that you enjoy the cryptics. Yeah, I hope you watch today, as I say, and I hope the chocolate cake is good. And then lastly, not a birthday, but a thank you from me. I would like to thank somebody in Dublin called Mr. Bestcat. Mr. Bestcat wrote to me about my computer woes, offering to send me some spare RAM, because my main computer needs new RAM. And there's actually a worldwide shortage of RAM at the moment. But Mr. Bestcat, I think I'm okay, but thank you very, very much for the offer. That's incredibly kind of you. I am assured that early next week, new RAM should arrive. Then, of course, I have to work out how to fit the RAM, and that is a different thing altogether. But if we assume I overcome that problem and assume that that does fix the computer, which I'm sort of terrified it won't, then hopefully next week we'll be back to normal. Anyway, that's all the news. Let's have a look at Hailstorm by Michael Lefkowitz. The rules are short, and they are as follows. We have got normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. So we've got to put the digits 1 to 6 once each in every row, every column, and every one of these sort of 2x3 rectangles. Value. Oh, values. Is that... Oh, that's interesting. Values increase along the grey line from the bulb. Sorry, the reason I'm pausing there is normally on thermometers in Sudoku, we would use the word digits. So what is the reason that Michael has used values? Is that because these get very big? I don't know, but that's possible, isn't it? Maybe they're bigger than digits would allow. Anyway, so if this is a 1, this has to be, it doesn't have to be 2. You can miss out digits along thermometers, but it just has to grow as you move, just like mercury rises along real-world thermometers. So digits or values must rise along Sudoku thermometers. And then values outside the grid. Oh, why did my computer do that? Oh, that's very strange. I hope that hasn't messed anything up. No, that was very odd. Sort of the taskbar, which is at the bottom of my laptop, suddenly went that way and then came back again. I hope that doesn't mean that anything bad has happened. Anyway, what else was I going to say? Values outside the grid are the sum of the indicated diagonal. Right. So whatever, I can click on this cell. So whatever you put in that cell, I know it's not really a cell, but in that position, would be the sum of all of those digits, which is already quite interesting as a thought, isn't it? So whatever you get in those, you would add them up and you would put it in the green cell. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play Let's Get Cracking. So, how do we do this? It's just, I mean, it's actually pretty comical, isn't it? Yeah, I tell you what else is comical about this. I'm thinking about this from a constructing Sudoku's perspective. is that it's really quite amazing that you can only give 2 things in the actual grid, and that's going to fully resolve everything. Anyway, what are we doing here? So I think what we probably ought to do is to add up the diagonals in terms of what's the minimum value. So the minimum value of that one, what is it? It's going to be, we could put a 1, 2 there. Let's actually do it. We could put a 1, 2 here, and we could put a 1 there. So the minimum value of this one is 7. That is definitely true. That's the minimum value of that. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll compare the minimum value of that with the maximum value of that, and that will give us a range of values for this top part of the thermometer. That seems a sensible thing to do, doesn't it? So no, actually this might be too wide, because here actually this is going to be quite big, because we could do 6 and 5, couldn't we? And then we could do 6 here. And that's 17, which I probably can write 17 in. There we go. So let's make that green, and we'll make this red. And what we're saying is that these values, it's probably what we will need to do is actually to amalgamate some of these values to try and work out if there's a global restriction. But 8, 9, 10 has loads of freedom. Yeah, I mean 16, 15, 14, so the maximum value of this is 14, the minimum value of it is 8. And actually we could achieve 8, look at that, you could achieve, well actually, yeah, this might be the point. You can't actually achieve 8 if you've achieved 7 for this one. Because to achieve 7 for this one, I had to put a 1 there. And if I put a 1 here, then these 2 cells can't be a 1-2 pair. The minimum of these 2 would be a 2-3 pair. And that's going to adjust, isn't it? That's seriously going to adjust the minimum value of this diagonal. So if this was 7, which would be 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, then the minimum value of this is going to be 2, 3, 3, so that's 8. That one's free, that could be 1 probably, 9, and a 3 and a 4. For 16. Well, that can't be 16, because then this can't be 17. So that this is not 7. I mean that's not going to help, is it? This can't be 7, but it could still be, well, 17, 16, 15, 4. It could be 13. Oh, bobbins. Okay, so this, I don't think this is how to do it. I suspect it might be more to do with, I mean, maybe it's all of them actually. Let's just have a quick look at that. If I just highlight all of those cells, I'm wondering if it's some sort of global constraint. But I'm not sure whether I want to think about minimizing these or maximizing them. Sorry, I'm just let me mull this over for a moment or two at least. I mean, okay, let's be diligent. Let's firstly work out what the sum of green, blue and red is. And obviously we don't know, but there is a secret associated with 6x6 Sudokus. Something I share with only my very favourite people, but if you're watching this video, I'll definitely share the secret. It's different from 9x9s. In a 9x9 Sudoku, you've got to put the digits 1 to 9 in every row, column and box, and they sum to 45. That's the true secret of Sudoku. But in a 6x6, that equivalent secret is 21, isn't it? Because we have to put the digits 1 to 6 in each row, column and box. And the triangular number for 6, i.e. the sum of 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 21. So, I know they sum to 21. I know they sum to 21. It's 42. But I don't know what this sums to, because it's going to depend on what this digit, and it's a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 20. How do I get a handle on this? Because I just feel like there's too many degrees of freedom here. There's a lot of degrees of freedom there, and that's before I take into account those 3 digits and these 3 digits. So the minimum would be 21, 42, let's say 15 there. For 57, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that's another 12, 69. So 69 is the absolute minimum sum of these. But the maximum, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. What does all that add up to? I've got no idea. I suppose 30, let's get rid of that 7. 13 and 17 is 30. 16 and 14 is 30, so it would be 60, 75. That's not good enough either. 75 versus... So 75 is the maximum versus a 69 minimum. So how do you do this then? Is it some other subdivision of it? Where are you getting the most dramatic restrictions on this? It's going to be, you want to get as many digits as you can in boxes for as fewer diagonals as you can get. Okay, so I'll miss out the 4-cell diagonal. Let's miss that out. Now, do I keep green in or not? I think if I keep green in, I'm getting good value for green because I'm increasing this, and I've got a 5th digit here, so I've got 2, 5. Yeah, okay. So let's change green to blue. Now, 30, 42. So 42 that is quite high. That is actually genuinely quite high. In fact, that's huge. That's weird. That is weird. Yeah, this is huge because, okay, so I've changed my highlighting, as you can see, quite considerably. And I did this because I was trying to sort of play around in my head with the idea of having long diagonals and filling as much of the boxes as I could without increasing the number of arrows, so with having as few arrows as possible. Now, if you do this, the minimum sum of this top box here, I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in, 15. The minimum sum of that, 15 again, 30. I could put 1, 2, 3 there, I could put 1, 2, 3 there. So that gives us 42 for the blue cells. 42? I think it's forced. Because I probably missed something, actually, when I looked at the whole thing. I'm now worried that I missed an obvious point, but I'm still on the right track now, because there's no way I can make the blues add up to more than 32, so more than 42, is there? Because with this being 17 as a maximum, this has a maximum of 16, this has a maximum of 15, this has a maximum of 14, and this has a maximum of 13, and 15 plus 14 plus 13 is 42. So that's it. That's what we have to do. So this thermometer's bonkers. The thermometer goes something, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this is a 6, because the only way of making the blue cells add up to the absolute minimum that what we were just calculating is by making these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is a 6. That is a 6. These are all 1s, 2s, and 3s. Oh, hang on. Yeah, and red is 17. Yeah, because what we've worked out is that this is 15, so this can't be less than 16, and this can't be less than 17, but it also can't be more than it, because the only way of getting to 17 is... This is extraordinary. How on earth did you find this out? It's weird. So that has to be a 6 to get to 17. And now... Okay, well now those cells are a 4, 5 pair. This is probably very useful. Yeah, okay, now the 16 diagonal is done, because I've got 15 on it so far. Oh, that's beautiful. It's weird, but it's beautiful. Because now I've got 9 here plus 6, so that's got to be a 1. That means that's a 1. Oh, I thought I was going to get all the 1s in this little congregation, but no. There's a 1 in one of those two. Oh, I've got to put 4 in column. Column thingy, the technical term for column 4. Oh, lovely. Yeah, okay. We can now, I think it is legitimate to say, where's 1 in box 1, isn't it? I can't put 1 as the second value on a thermometer, because this would be a 0, and even in this strange puzzle that's not going to work. So that's a 1, that's a 1. These cells are 4, 5, 6, but that one has to be that one. 2, 3, 4 into the top row. It's quite... Oh, I see. Now I am going to have to use more of these diagonals to make this work, aren't I? How on earth have you found that this is unique? Yes, it's absolutely beautiful. It's the 13 diagonal now. Look at that. I've got 9 on it at the moment. 2, 3 pairs, so that's 5. Plus 4 is 9. So I need another 4's worth of digits from these two cells, neither of which can be a 1. Well, then they're going to be 2, aren't they? Now, what does that do? Not sure. But... It could be another diagonal, or it could be Sudoku. What do we think? Not sure. So we've done the 16. Let's have a look at the 15 diagonal. We've got 2 on it at the moment, and we don't know what that is. Yeah, okay, this diagonal is totally forced. Because how do we get to 15, given this can't be a 6 and this can't be a 6? The maximum those could be is 5. The maximum that can be is 3. And I think that is the 15 that we're looking for. So that's going to resolve this, this, this. Now in this column I haven't put 4 or 2. I haven't put 1 or 3 in here. Now I think we might be tidying. We might be getting it done now. This square is a gimme, that's a 4. That's a 2 in the corner, that's a 3 in the corner. Oh, I see. And that's 3 in the corner, that's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. 1, 6 we can do. 1, 6, 6, 5, 5, 3. That is just weird and magical, isn't it? That is magical. I can't even see how long I've been recording for. Well, let's see if it's right. Yes, it is right. That's absolutely splendid. Loved it, and it's wickedly bizarre and quite miracle-esque. Beautiful puzzle, Michael, as usual. But that's superb, and I loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.